Welcome to today's reflection on Matthew chapter 21. This chapter is a pivotal moment in Jesus' ministry, filled with powerful teachings and dramatic events that reveal both his authority and the growing opposition he faced. It begins with Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem, riding on a donkey. The crowds spread their cloaks and palm branches, shouting, "Hosanna to the Son of David!" They recognize him as the Messiah, but not everyone is pleased. This moment fulfills prophecy from Zechariah and marks the beginning of the final week of Jesus' earthly ministry. Next, Jesus enters the temple and drives out the money changers and merchants, declaring, "It is written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer, but you make it a den of robbers.'" This act underscores his authority and his concern for true worship, challenging the corruption that had crept into the religious system. By the way, when they ask Jesus by what authority he does this, he does not answer them, but we know that he does this by the authority in God's word, because Jesus said, "It is written." Then, Jesus begins teaching in parables, including the story of the two sons and the wicked tenants. These parables reveal the rejection of Jesus by the religious leaders and their failure to accept God's messengers. The vineyard owner's son in particular foreshadows Jesus' own death and rejection. The chapter continues with confrontations. Jesus questions the religious leaders' authority and highlights their hypocrisy. He also heals the blind and the lame in the temple, showing compassion and authority, and setting the stage for the tension to escalate. Finally, Jesus shares the parable of the wedding feast, which underscores how many are invited, but few respond appropriately. The chapter ends with the religious leaders plotting to kill Jesus, recognizing his teachings as a threat to their authority. Matthew 21 is a chapter of contrasts, celebration and confrontation, authority and rejection. It reminds us of Jesus' unwavering purpose and the growing opposition he faced, all pointing to the fulfillment of God's plan through the cross. I invite you to join the discussion. Visit our podcast super site at godstreamradio.com. There you'll find podcasts from leading Christian authors and many Christian musicians. Plus, be sure to subscribe to the Divine Stream Radio newsletter, where you'll receive inspiring messages and have the chance to enter our monthly draw to win one of Dr. Michael Youssef's books. You can subscribe by clicking the link in this podcast or by visiting divinestreamradio.com directly. Let's walk this journey of reliance together. Until next time, stay faithful and keep seeking the Lord.